Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will discuss about three-phase system. Before to start, have to know the advantages of three-phase over single-phase. There are few points. The first point includes that three-phase system can supply 3 times more power than single-phase supply. Number 2, which includes that three-phase system is more economical in case of transmission of electrical power, and the size of machine used in three-phase system is smaller than single-phase machine. And number 3, which includes the working principle. Actually, in three-phase system, if we placed 3 conductors like A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1, C2, they produces a uniform rotating magnetic field when 3 conductors are placed in a magnetic field. But when we placed a one conductor in a magnetic field, it produces always a pulsating magnetic field. That is the difference between three-phase and single phase. And the usage or requirement of three-phase system is that we use three-phase system in industry purpose. That means where the power requirement is more, there we use three-phase system, and in home application we use single-phase system. And next move to the next point, that is, in case of three-phase system we use 2 connection. That is, one is star connection, another is delta connection. See here, the star connection, there are total 3 lines: red line, yellow line and blue line. The current flowing through red line is here IR, current flowing through Y line, that is IY, and current flowing through blue line, that is IB. And the voltages are, there are actually 2 voltages, line voltages and phase voltage. If we move to the next figure, you can understand very easily. This one is the next figure. From that figure we can find out the relation between line and phase values in star connection. See here, the same connection. This one is the star connection. See, one neutral line is used in case of star connection and the 3 lines here, red line, yellow line and blue line, and the current flowing here IR, IY and IB. So the line voltage from that term we can understand. The line means between 2 line, that voltages, the voltage difference between 2 lines, that is called the line voltages. See here, the voltage difference between R and Y, this one is VRY. If the line voltage difference between Y and blue line, this one is VYB, and the line voltages between blue and red line, this one is the VBR. So VYB, VBR and VRY are the 3 line voltages respectively. And the phase voltages here, phase voltages means between line to neutral, we get that phase voltages. Like here, red line and neutral ENR, neutral and Y line, that is ENY, and the neutral and blue line, that is ENB. So the phase voltages are ENR, ENY, ENB. That means we got already 3 line voltages and 3 phase voltages. Now move to the phasor diagram. Don't remember the phasor diagram, always remember that how we'll draw the phasor diagram from a circuit connection. This one is very easy. Now I am telling the process how we'll draw a phasor diagram. For any circuit connection we can draw it, but in case of star connection, how I am drawing it, look here. 3 phase voltages, already we know that ENR, ENY and ENB, they are placed 120 degree apart from each other. That angle is 120 degree, this angle is 120 degree, and that angle is 120 degree. For your understand, I am using here purple color marker for phase voltages, and for line voltages I am using here red color marker. Okay, and they are also 120 degree apart from each other. VRY 120 degree, here this one is 120 degree, and that one is also 120 degree. Now when we find out the relation between line voltages and phase voltages, always if we extend that ENR in opposite direction, it will be obviously minus ENR. When we extend ENY in opposite direction, it will be minus ENY. When we extend ENB in opposite direction, it will be minus ENB. Now from that figure we can conclude that VRY is the vector summation of ENR and plus of minus ENY. Okay, that thing I am written here, that VRY is the vector summation of ENR plus of minus ENY, and already we know that ENR, ENY, ENB, three phase voltage is equals to E phase. So in space of ENR and ENY, put here E phase, so it become 2 E phase and cos 30. Why we got cos 30? That thing is the phase angle difference between ENY and ENR, that is 60 degree. This one is 60 degree. So that small angle is 30 degree, and here that angle is 30 degree. That's why I am getting here cos 30 degree. So cos 30, put here the value √3 by 2. So it become √3 E phase. In case of VBR also, VBR, consider that one VBR. Which one is the vector summation of what? Is the vector summation of ENB plus of minus ENR. This means this one is the vector summation. Okay, so same thing, ENB plus of minus ENR, which is equals to 2 E phase, and there will be cos 30. Why cos 30? That angle is 30 degree and this angle is 30 degree. Total angle is 60. That's why this angle is 30 degree and that angle is 30 degree also. Same thing. Like that, if you solve, it becomes √3 phase. Here also for that one, same thing. VYB is the vector summation of ENY plus of minus ENB. That's why that angle is 30 degree and this angle is also 30 degree. So same thing we got here, √3 E phase. So we can conclude lastly that in case of star connection, see here the before equation, line voltage equals to √3 E phase. Here also from VRY √3 E phase, here from VBR also √3 E phase, and VYB it is also √3 E phase. So we can conclude that line voltage equals to √3 phase voltage. But in case of star connection, the current flowing over here, see, current is IR, I1 and IB. All three are the phase current and line current, same. So in case of star connection, IR equals to IY equals to IB equals to IL equals to I phase. And when you want to find out the total active power for three-phase system, that's why 3 comes, 3 phase, I phase, cos phi. In space of E phase from here we can find out E phase equals to VL by √3. That thing I am put over there, VL by √3. I phase equals to IL. So last equation we got that P equals to √3 VL IL cos phi watt. Now this one is the active power if we draw the power triangle, we know that this one is the wattage value, that one is the reactive power, the unit is VAR, VAR, and that one is the apparent power, the unit is VA. So reactive power is here, that value reactive power is √3 VLIL sin phi, the unit is VAR, VAR, and the apparent power, this one is the vector summation of, this one is P active power, and this one is Q reactive power. So S equals to, this one is S apparent power, so S equals to √over of P square plus Q square. So ultimate, the apparent power we got over there. Next move to delta connection. Now delta connection, see, in case of delta connection, red line, Y line, blue line, same current is flowing there, I1, I2 and I3, and here IR, IY, IB. So the voltage difference between line R line and Y line, that is VRY, voltage difference between Y line and blue line, that is VYB, and the voltage difference between red line and blue line, that is VBR. That means here, as in case of delta connection, no neutral line is there, that's why the line voltages and phase voltages are the same. That's why I am written over there VRY equals to VYB equals to VBR equals to V phase equals to VL, where VL stands for line voltage and V phase stands for phase voltage. Now here line current is this one, and between two phase, that is I2 here I1 and there I3. Now same thing, if we draw the phasor diagram, now first draw the line current, that is IR, next one is IY, and next one is IB. Three line currents I am drawn over there, IR, IY and IB. Now if we draw the phase current, it is between two phase, I1, another one is I2, 120 degree apart from each other, same thing, and here I3, this one is also 120 degree apart from each other. Now the same thing, when we want to find out the line current, that means here the line current is IR, here IY and there IB. Three line currents are there, IR, IY, IB. So from that phasor diagram we can see that IR is the vector summation of I1 plus or minus I2. Same thing, if we extend that I2 line in the opposite direction, it will be minus I2. Here I3 in opposite direction, it will be minus I3. When we extend I2 and I3, we got over there. Okay, so IR equals to I1 plus or minus I2. That's why it's become 2I phase cos 30 degree. Same thing, cos 30 degree, that angle, one is 30 degree, this one is also 30 degree, cos 30 degree. So 2 will be cancelled out, it's become √3 I phase. In case of blue line, that means IB, this one, for that one it is the vector summation of I2 plus or minus I3. This angle is 30 degree and that angle is also 30 degree. So we got this one is also √3 I phase, and IY is the vector summation of I3 plus or minus I1. That's why this one is also √3 I phase. So in case of delta connection, what I got, that is line current, this one IR equals to IY equals to IB, IR equals to IB equals to IY equals to root 3 I phase. That means in case of delta connection, line current equals to phase current. Now when we want to find out the total active power, that is power equals to 3 V phase I phase cos phi, it becomes V phase. V phase means V phase equals to VL, same put here VL, and in case of I phase it is equals to same thing, I phase equals to IL by root 3, it will be from there, I phase equals to IL by root 3, put over there cos phi, ultimate we got root 3 VL IL cos phi, and total reactive power from the power triangle like previous one, this one is the active power, that one is the reactive power, and this one is the apparent power. So reactive power here root 3 VL IL sin phi, and S equals to this one P square plus Q square. Ultimate we got the apparent power also. Next move to 2 wattmeter method. To know the 2 wattmeter method, first have to see the circuit connection of 2 wattmeter. This one is the circuit connection, and that topic is very important for theory as well as for laboratory purpose. Here I will discuss the 2 wattmeter method for a balanced load. For a balanced load, 2 wattmeter, see here 2 wattmeter W1 and W2, 2 wattmeters are placed here in A line and B line. It is a star connection. So in case of star connection, what you got, the power is, see here, the power is VA, current is flowing over there IA, here IB, and here IC. The voltage is here VA plus VB plus VC IC. So it is actually 3-phase 4-wire system. That point obviously a neutral point. 3-phase 4-wire system where IA plus IB plus IC equals to 0. So from that equation number 2, we can write IC equals to minus of IA plus IB. Okay. Now in the main equation, if we put that P equals to VIA plus VBIB, it was plus VCIC. Now in space of IC, in the previous equation we got already IC equals to minus IA plus IB. That's why put here minus VC IA plus IB. That one. That line if we write here, that equation becomes VBIB plus VCIC. In space of IC only, I am putting here minus of IA plus IB. That thing only. Put here. So P equals to, after taking common IA and IB, we got equation number 3. P equals to VA minus VC. After taking common IA and here taking common IB, it becomes VB minus VC. So if we separate this one and that one, it becomes VA minus VC into IA, which is equals to instantaneous voltage across the voltage coil of wattmeter W1 into current in the current coil of wattmeter W1. That means this one is the voltage across the voltage coil of wattmeter. That means here see, if you see the diagram of 2 wattmeter, that means VA minus, see, VA minus VC, VA minus VC into IA. And for IB, for W2 wattmeter, this one is for first wattmeter, and for second wattmeter W2 equals to the second one, this one is VB minus VC into IB. So this one we may consider as P2, and that one we may consider as P1. So P equals to P1 plus P2. Next, move to the phasor diagram of 2 wattmeter method considering lagging power factor load. Already I told that this one I consider for balanced load. That's why when we consider lagging power factor load, the phasor diagram, see here how I am drawing over here. See, the VAB means that one is the circuit connection. Voltages are VAB, VAC, and another one is that VBC. 3 line voltages are there. 3 line voltages are there. See, 3 line voltages, if we draw the 3 line voltages, VAB, VAC and VAB, VCA, and it will be VBC. This one. 3 line voltages, and the phase difference between them is 120 degree. This one already we know, that one is 120 degree, and this one is also 120 degree. After that, if we draw the phase voltages from that circuit, if this one is the neutral, the phase voltages are here VAN, VBN, and another one is VCN. If we draw it here, this one is VAN, that one is VBN, and this one is VCN. So if we, from that phasor diagram VAB, it is the vector summation of VAN and minus VN. How we got that minus VBN? If we extend that VBN in opposite direction, have to draw it properly actually, then it will be minus VBN. If we extend that VCN line in opposite direction, it will be minus VCN. So VAB is the vector summation of VAN plus or minus VBN. That thing already we know. But here if we consider that phasor diagram, from there P1 equals to VAC into IA, cosine angle between VAC and IA. One thing is that here I have considered lagging power factor as a load. Lagging power factor means the current is lagging in nature. Three currents are there. See, three currents, IA, here IB, and here IC. Three currents are there. They are lagging in nature. That means IA is lagging. Here IA is lagging. Here IB is lagging than VBN. This one is the lagging current. Here IC is also lagging than VCN. That angle is phi. Here also that angle is phi. Okay. Now from there power equals to VAC into IA. VL VAC into IA. VAC means this one is the line voltage. VL IA line current cos of 30 degree minus phi. Already we know that VAC, if you join this one, that one actually, then this angle, total angle is 30 degree. That total angle is 30 degree and this total angle is 30 degree and that one is phi. So particularly that angle is 30 minus phi. That's why I am written over there 30 minus phi. For P2 is VBC into IB. VBC into IB. That means this one. And the angle between them, the total angle, this total angle is 30 plus phi. Why? Because this angle is 30 degree. The line voltage and the phase voltage, that angle is 30 degree. This angle is 30 degree and that angle is phi, so it becomes 30 plus phi. P1 plus P2, just put over there the value of equation number 6 and equation number 7. This one, after taking common VLIL and use the trigonometry formula, cos of 30 minus phi, here cos of 30 plus phi, put over there, ultimate we will get P1 plus P2 equals to root 3 VLIL cos phi. Same thing, after that we will find out P1 minus P2. P1 value is same, VLIL cos 30 minus phi. P2 value is same, VLIL cos 30 plus phi. So ultimate we got P1 minus P2 equals to VLIL sin phi. P1 minus P2 divided by P1 plus P2. If we do that, previous equation was root 3 VLIL cos phi. So in space of P1 plus P2, put here root 3 VLIL cos phi, and in space of P1 minus P2 only put here VLIL sin phi. It becomes sin phi by cos phi, it becomes tan phi. So if we arrange it, it becomes, the equation is tan phi equals to root 3 P1 minus P2 divided by P1 plus P2. Next and the last load we will consider the leading power factor load. When we consider this one is same like previous one, the phasor diagram are same, but only the current is leading and current will lagging. That is the difference between them. When current is leading, that means here current is leading over phase voltage. Here see, current IA is leading over phase voltage, that angle is phi. Here that angle is phi, and there that angle is phi. Okay, same thing P1 equals to VAC IA, VL IL. See here, the angle between VAC and IA, that means that angle VAC is this one and IA is that one. So the angle between VAC and IA, that angle have to find out. Obviously always we know that this angle is 30 and that angle is 5, so total angle is 30 plus 5. And for P2 it is VBC into IB, VBC into IB. The angle between VBN and VBC, that is total angle, is 30 degree, and the angle between IB and VBN is 5. So that small angle, this one is obviously total angle minus 5. That means 30 minus 5. VLIL cos 30 minus 5. Only the value will be opposite of lagging power factor. In case of leading power factor, the value only in opposite. VLIL cos 30 plus 5. Here P2 equals to VLIL cos 30 minus 5. But when we find out in case of lagging power factor load, this one was P1 was VLIL cos 30 minus 5, and here it was VLIL cos 30 plus 5. Okay. Next, move to next equation. Same thing, have to do P1 plus P2. After doing P1 plus P2, we got over here that equation P1 equals to VLIL cos 30 plus 5. Here P2 equals to VLIL cos 30 minus 5. So P1 plus P2, we got root 3 VLIL cos 5, and when we find out the value of minus P1 minus P2, ultimate we will get P1 minus P2, which is equals to minus VLIL sin phi. Now as here we got negative sign, to cancel it, I am written over there, I have written that is P2 minus P1 equals to VLIL sin phi. So P2 minus P1 divided by P2 plus P1, it becomes P2 minus P1 value is this one, VLIL sin phi, and P2 plus P1, this one is root 3 VLIL cos phi, put over there. Same thing like previous one, tan phi equals to root 3 P2 minus P1 divided by P2 plus P1. This one is the ultimate calculation for leading power factor as well for lagging power factor load. Already I discussed. Next, I am showing you one problem, how we solve problem regarding that three-phase system. See here one problem. The phase voltage and current of a star connected load is 100 volt and 10 ampere. The power factor of the load is 0.8 lagging. Assuming that the system is 3-wire 3-phase and the power is measured by 2 wattmeter, find the readings of the wattmeter. Given data, the given data are phase voltage equals to given 100 volt, phase current is given, that is 10 ampere. So the line voltage equals to root 3 phase voltage. If we calculate it, just root 3 V phase put over there, we will get 173.2 volt. And in case of star connection, line current equals to phase current, that thing already I discussed. It becomes 10 ampere because I phase is given, IL equals to I phase equals to 10 ampere. Cos theta, power factor is given. See, this one is 0.8 but lagging in nature. Practically, obviously, always it will be in lagging. So cos theta is 0.8. So theta equals to cos inverse 0.8. Remember that always have to find it in degree, not in radian. If we calculate it in radian, the value will or the answer will totally will be changed. This will not be a right answer because in your equation it is in degree, 30 degree. That's why theta always you have to find out in degree. So VL, IL put over here all values. VL, that is already we got 173.2 put over there. IL is 10 ampere put here. Cos 30 degree minus theta. Theta is 36.87 degree. Ultimate we got. This one is the 1 wattmeter value. Have to find out power is measured by find the readings of the wattmeters. So number 1 wattmeter value already we got, and the for second one WT equals to VL cos 30 plus theta. Same thing put here VL this one is IL cos 30 plus theta. So WT equals to this one. Remember that for that particular problem, assuming that the system is 3/3 phase and power is measured by 2 wattmeter, that's why always power factor is 0.8 lagging. So always use the formula, that means for wattmeter reading for P1 and P2, that means wattmeter 1 and wattmeter 2, always use lagging power factor load. If it is mentioned in your problem, it is for leading power factor, at that time only you will use the formula as here only, that angle value will change. Otherwise always use lagging power factor, because practically it is possible always lagging power factor. So thank you all. If you like my video, click on like button, and to get or to update any video from my side, subscribe my channel. Thank you all.